often the small steps and not the giant leaps that brings about the most lasting change. The best way to make your dreams come true is to live with them. In an effort to develop a persona like our idols, we go out of the way and work tirelessly to expand our horizons. It is the vision to see ourselves in someone else's shoe which awakens the inclination to walk the formidable journey.
With the motto of Nishtha Dhriti Satyam, Nishtha has invariably relished every possible facet to aid the aspirants in their preparation and guide them in the best possible way. I, Janvi, the PR and sponsorship head of Nishtha,
And I, Manya, the technical head of Nishtha,
extend a very warm welcome to our honorable guest speaker and the audience. We are more than happy to start with our very first segment of the most awaited flagship event, Advitya 23, welcoming our first chief guest speaker, Dr. Tanu Jain, Assistant Director, Ministry of Defence of India. She is truly what one can call an embodiment of discernment and brilliance.
we are indebted with honor and gratification in cordially welcoming such a personality whose notability invokes a desire in people to be a civil servant. Hailing from Delhi, she completed her BDS from Subharti Dental College, Meerut. Eventually, the vast potential to serve a large diversified population proffered by a career in bureaucracy enthralled her. With her sagacity and astuteness, she cleared the UPSC CSC Prelims in her first attempt with just 2 months of preparation, but couldn't make it to the interview round. After deep retrospection, she rectified her shortcomings and finally cleared the examination in her third attempt in 2014 with All India rank 648. She is highly acclaimed for her insightfulness and striking attributes as a panelist of Drishti IAS interviewing team. Innumerable clips from the mock interviews taken by her have been immensely appraised and have gone viral all over the social media platforms. A truly diligent and prescient character, one can feel magical aura emanating from her.
We are here invite all the aspirants to witness the remarkable bureaucrat to attain wisdom from her conversance. Let's engage in a prestigious discussion of ideas with venerable personality and make progress towards accomplishing our goals under her valuable guidance. I now request ma'am to please come over and address the most awaited audience. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello Nishtha, how are you all? कभी कभी एंकर्स इतनी तारीफ कर देते हैं मुझे पता ही नहीं चलता मेरे बारे में बात हो रही है. So it's fine. Yes, I gave civil services. Yes, I cleared it. But you all also can. There is nothing rocket sciencey about it. So it is just the hard work, smart work that you put in, right guidance, and it's another exam that we all can clear easily. So I think to start with, the topic which was given to me was regarding interview. Interview in the sense how to master personal interview and get the maximum marks in it. But before we start for interview, I will rather say interview is the last stage. Before you all start preparing for interview, let's have some topic and discussion regarding prelims and mains, because you will get interview stage only after clearing prelims and mains. तो ऐसा नहीं करना है. जैसे एक बार मुझे याद है एक बहुत ही अच्छा सा बच्चा एक बार आया, उसने कहा कि मैम मैंने ना मध्य प्रदेश का मैप खरीद लिया है. तो क्यों? इंटरव्यू की तैयारी के लिए. मैंने कहा प्रीलिम्स प्रिपेयर्ड है? नहीं. मेंस? नहीं. इंटरव्यू की प्रिपरेशन इतनी भी जल्दी हमें नहीं करनी कि उससे रिलेटेड पहले हम प्रीलिम्स और मेंस की स्टेजेस को भूल ही जाएं. तो इसके लिए हमें क्या करना है? यू ऑल आर राइट नाउ एट अ स्टेज वेयर यू कैन स्पेयर सम टाइम, एंड फॉर टाइम आई मीन्स यू आर इन ग्रेजुएशन. इफ़ यू कैन start some preparation of your mains answer writing and especially of prelims, that would be of help. And after that, of course, you will have to study intensively for a year, and all these things that you go through. So when you prepare for prelims, you will need persistence, you will need hard work, you will have to be disciplined regarding your schedules. When you are writing your answers, you will have to be articulate. Can you write anything and everything in your answers? No, you will have to be very selective about what you write in them. This is what? This is your preparation for interview also. It's not an exclusive thing that you do for interview. It is, of course, both of them. Interview gets simultaneously prepared with the preparation of prelims and mains. It is not something you do as exclusively. Because when you are, if you right now you don't know about history, can you have a deep insight about things? If you are not knowledgeable about constitution, the legal matters, the legal insights about a topic, will your arguments have weight? If you are talking on an economic topic, and if you don't have data, if you don't have some digits to show that this was the unemployment this years back, and currently we are at this stage, this is the figures that we have reached to, will your argument be articulate or will it have some weight? No. So information that you gain during your preparation of prelims and mains will give weight to your argument, will give you those arguments on which you will prepare for your interview. So interview is not just about looking good, or it is not just about speaking in a flowery language. If they would have want people speaking in a flowery language, who do you think will have qualified UPSC? People from English honors? Or maybe some journalist? But it's not so. People from rural background also get cleared. People who are not so good in English clear this exam. So it's not about flowery language you use. It is about the arguments you put in. The kind of arguments you put in gives you the edge which makes you an officer. I'll give you an example. So when you go on a train or some public transport, you meet some uncle and aunties, the most enthusiastic about discussing the state of economy in India, the state of politics in India, या फिर घर पे कभी फंक्शन होता है तो सबसे पहले अगर आप बता दो कि यूपीएससी की तैयारी कर रहे हो तो चाचा जी बुला लेते हैं, बेटा इधर आओ, ये बताओ कि देश में ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है. So now these people are also discussing the topics which you will also discuss. But what will be the difference between your discussion and their discussion? Tell me, somebody tell me. They are not based on facts. They will be based on general perception. WhatsApp. उन्होंने WhatsApp से पढ़ा ऐसा होता है तो उन्होंने तुरंत बोल दिया, नहीं मैंने कहीं से पढ़ा है, ऐसा ही होता है. तो अब आपको अगर इस तरीके से अगर आप भी वैसे ही आर्ग्यूमेंट्स दोगे तो क्या सिविल सर्विसेज इंटरव्यू बोर्ड की गलती है कि वो आपको सेलेक्ट ना करें? तो गलती तो हमारी है कि हम लोगों को उन जो एकदम रैंडम ओपिनियंस हैं, जो एक आम आदमी के जैसे कहना चाहिए, आम आदमी इन द सेंस जो जिन्होंने अभी पढ़ा नहीं है, जिन्हें नॉलेज नहीं है, जिन्हें जो उस चीज़ पे उन्होंने उतना थॉट नहीं दिया है, अगर वो लोग वैसे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स बेसिक आर्ग्यूमेंट्स देते हैं तो हमारे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स उनसे अलग होने चाहिए. और अलग कैसे होंगे हमारे आर्ग्यूमेंट्स? व्हेन यू विल हैव नॉलेज अबाउट इट, आपने उसे 5, 6, 10 अलग अलग एंगल्स से सोचा हुआ है. Supposedly we are talking of women empowerment, the hot topic, and everybody has an opinion about it. So there are, if I ask who all are in support of women empowerment, nearly everybody will raise their hand. Now I will ask why. What are the various angles about it? So you all know, yes, सबको equally treat करना चाहिए, बहुत अच्छी बात है. Ethical angle, social angle, society का angle कि parents ने उतना support नहीं किया. But what about financial angle? Does a parent spend less on a woman's education? No? Yes, in some areas, but if we say in urban areas, they are spending equal. Then why do they have to spend more on marriages? Problem. Now it creates a financial angle. Again, there are a lot of other angles. A son can take care of their parents, but if daughter wants to, some restrictions come up. They can do this, they can do that. So you as a civil servant or as an individual should not analyze a topic from only one aspect, but from numerous aspects. It should have a political angle, social angle, historical basis, even geographical basis, even economical basis, Of course, ethical is there. So if you can analyze a topic from all these aspects and then you give your answer in an articulate, concise manner, in a brief manner, then of course it creates an impact. So it is the actual preparation of your interview. Not just speaking, not just thinking, हमें अपनी personality improve करनी है. Personality is of course an extension of your thinking. The way you think. आप जैसा सोचते हैं वैसा आपकी पर्सनालिटी बनने लगती है. अगर आपके विचार बड़े नैरो होंगे, अगर आप बहुत अच्छे दिख रहे हैं, तब भी द मोमेंट यू विल स्पीक इट विल कम आउट. द मोमेंट यू विल स्पीक द पर्सन विल नो कि ओह नहीं 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 ऐसा, मतलब दिखने में कुछ और है लेकिन असलियत कुछ और है. So in interview, nobody is actually concerned about how you are looking. Of course, you should look decent and formal because it's a formal interview. That gives a edge. That's the threshold. उस पर judge नहीं किया जाता, उस पर marks कटेंगे अगर कटेंगे तो. लेकिन the moment you look decent, above it is all your thought process, all your arguments that will gain you marks, because they want officers who have that thinking ability, who can actually give good insights on subjects. एक ऑफिसर का क्या काम है? उसका काम सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि फाइलों के अंदर देखना, उनका ये भी एक काम है, they become a representative of government to the public. Representative of the government means they are the face of government. Supposedly, you today go on a red light and you meet a traffic policeman. That traffic policeman becomes the face of government to you. If that person shows integrity, if that person shows some kind of a, if that person stand-ups, then you feel like the government is doing good work. Suddenly, one person. And if that person is not so upright and try to, manage with some bribes, what will be your perception of government? Government is not doing right. So that person individually is not important. But it is important that person is the face of government. So, and when you aim to become face of government, then you must have that kind of ability to project, ताकि अगर आपसे कोई व्यक्ति आके बात करे, किसी को कोई परेशानी है वो आके बात करे, तो उसको रियलाइज़ हो कि किसी समझदार व्यक्ति से बात हुई है या ये मेरी प्रॉब्लम को समझ गए हैं, तब आपकी यूटिलिटी है एज एन ऑफिसर. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट द होल प्रोसेस इज़. May it be prelims, may it be mains, or may it be interview. It's not about exam. सिर्फ एग्ज़ाम की बात होती तो बहुत आसान था सिलेक्शन, और वो 3 स्टेजेस रखने की क्या ज़रूरत थी? तब तो सिर्फ एक एग्ज़ाम रखते और हो जाता. लेकिन 3 स्टेजेस क्यों रखी गई हैं? क्योंकि पहले प्रिलिम्स में हम ऑब्जेक्टिव टाइप क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हैं. मतलब क्या आप ऑब्जेक्टिवली एनालाइज कर सकते हैं issues of the country, issues of the economy, polity, environment, इनको आप objectively analyze कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते. Second is subjective stage. Subjective means that can you subjectively elaborate on those things. सिर्फ कोई चीज़ पता होना sufficient नहीं है, क्या आप उसके ऊपर लिख सकते हैं, बात कर सकते हैं, because आपको फाइल्स में लिखना पड़ेगा. क्या आपकी लैंग्वेज अच्छी है, क्या आप उसको समझा पाते हैं जो आपने फाइल में लिखा, क्या वो समझने लायक है? तो वो कैसे पता चलेगा? When you will write your mains answer. So all your presentation, articulation, systematicness, timely finishing your paper, all are just practice of making you the officers who can deal with so many files in a apt manner, and in a manner you write that the subordinates and other people can easily understand your instructions or commands. Supposedly एक ऑफिसर ने फाइल में लिखा और स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स हैं या सेंटेंस फॉर्मेशन गलत है, तो सबऑर्डिनेट्स के सबसे पहले मन में क्या आएगा? इन्हें कैसे सेलेक्ट कर लिया, है ना? या फिर ये ऑफिसर है, इनसे इंस्ट्रक्शंस लेंगे हम, यही आएगा ना? तो इसीलिए तो मेंस का एग्ज़ाम है कि ये वाली गलतियाँ ना हो, क्योंकि जिस व्यक्ति ने अगर मेंस के एग्ज़ाम में 9 पेपरों में ये गलती करी है तो वो फाइल में भी कर सकता है. लेकिन अगर किसी ने 9 पेपरों में नहीं करी है तो हमें मान के चल सकते हैं कि वो नहीं करेंगे. So this is what? It's a preparation. Is it something different? Is it just an exam? No, it is the screening of the people who can be actually officers. Then coming to the interview part. So is it just the speaking part that is important? Everything, your way you speak, the tone, the intentions you have, the information you have, the arguments you give, in what priority do you give your arguments? Supposedly अगर मैंने आपसे कुछ पूछा, supposedly मैंने आपसे पूछा कि कंट्री की इकोनॉमी के 3 मेजर चैलेंजेस बताइए, तो आप सबसे पहले कौन सा चैलेंज बताते हैं, ये भी तो इम्पॉर्टेंट है. दूसरा कौन सा बताते हैं, तीसरा कौन सा, प्रायोरिटी भी इम्पॉर्टेंट है. सपोजिटली सबसे अनइम्पॉर्टेंट अगर आपने टॉप पॉइंट सबसे पहले बता दिया, इसका मतलब क्या गड़बड़ है आपका? प्रायोरिटी. यू कैन नॉट प्रायोरिटाइज. इफ़ यू कैन नॉट प्रायोरिटाइज व्हाट टू स्पीक इन एन इंटरव्यू, विल यू बी एबल टू प्रायोरिटाइज इन योर वर्क फाइल? आप वर्क के डोमेन में क्या प्रायोरिटाइज कर पाएंगे? नहीं. पता चले लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन खड़ी होने वाली थी, आप एजुकेशन में ही लगे रहे. एजुकेशन भी इम्पॉर्टेंट है, लेकिन एग्जिजेंसी किस चीज़ की है? लॉ एंड ऑर्डर. तो उस वक्त पे आपके अंदर प्रायोरिटी, सेंस ऑफ प्रायोरिटी आनी चाहिए, और वो एक स्किल है, वो एक एटीट्यूड है जो डेवलप होगा विद योर प्रिपरेशन. दैट इज़ नॉट वन डे थिंग, दैट कैन नॉट बी टॉट in any one session. It is something that will develop in you. वो आपको धीरे धीरे आएगा कि कौन सा पॉइंट मुझे कब बोलना है, किस चीज़ को ज़्यादा प्रायोरिटी देनी है. सपोजिडली एक लेडी आपके पास आती है और वो आके आपको बताती है कि मतलब देखो somebody has been abusing me and she cries and you become too emotional. You immediately say if you are an SP of that district कि जाओ उसे अरेस्ट करके लेकर आओ. Can you do that? Should you do that? Why? Because you should also listen to the other party. Only then you can take the decision. So if you are reading one side of a story in one newspaper, it is your responsibility to search for the other side. Can you blame? नहीं, इस न्यूज़पेपर ने तो कहा था कि गवर्नमेंट ने सब कुछ गलत किया है, ये पॉलिसी तो फेल हो गई है. Can you do that? No. If you are doing that, this shows that maybe in future when you become officers, you will continue with this attitude of listening to the one side of the story and not looking for the second side. This is just an attitude that is being checked. So is it just that answer writing is a bore thing? It's not a boring thing. It is something which each step, with each thing, you are being tested for some attitude. And if you develop the right attitude, simply, does it require any personality development thing? Your personality gets developed along the course of your preparation. Yes, a mentor or a teacher or a person who is helping you in your personality development can tick you here and there, है ना? जो थोड़े बहुत जैसे घड़ा, कुम्हार के पास अगर घड़ा होता है तो उसको थोड़ा बहुत शेप में ले आता है, वो कर सकता है. लेकिन पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट इज़ अगेन अ लॉन्ग प्रोसेस ऑफ ईयर और 2 दैट विल टेक प्लेस वाइल योर प्रिपरेशन. आई थिंक दैट्स इट. सो लेट्स गो ऑन टू let's go on to question and answers. I like to address that more. शायद एग्जाम्स चल रहे हैं आप लोगों के.
चेक.
एग्जाम्स चल रहे हैं. बहुत मोटिवेशन है यूपीएससी के लिए. एग्जाम्स के बीच में आ गए आप लोग.
Very good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I just want to ask, if a person is simply graduating from a college and he is going to become an IAS officer, and there's another person who is not going to become an IAS officer, so what's the perspective difference when he leaves or she leaves a daily life who is going to become an IAS officer? Means a daily approach, what he does or she does, and what is the approach to see the world instead of the person who is just simple graduating or who is not going to select.
So you are asking that what is the difference between people who get selected and people who don't get selected?
Yeah, a simple approach to see the life, just to a solution-oriented mind or a kind of.
Of course, solution-oriented mind. Yeah. So people who have the motivation, who have the passion to do something in their life, of course, will try to, give some or the other exam.
Yeah.
Exam is what? You want to rise. You are not satisfied with what you have. So you are not just satisfied being graduates.
Yeah.
You want to become something else.
Yeah.
You want to contribute something else. So to have that contribution, you want to give exams. And UPSC is one exam that allows you to reach a point where you are useful not to just yourself or to your family or to your personal people, but to nation as well.
Yeah.
So you help in building nation. So that's a big, noble, grand goal. Of
Yeah.
course, that will require a certain discipline, certain kind of an attitude towards life and your daily activities. So your daily activities will have to be officer-like.
Yeah.
It cannot be a general, it cannot be very generic. एक normal बच्चा हो सकता है 2 घंटे पढ़े, उसका काम चल जाए. ऐसे ही तो करते हैं हम लोग, एग्जाम से पहले 1 हफ्ता ही तो पढ़ते हैं.
Yeah, ma'am.
है ना, ग्रेजुएशन में, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में, इंजीनियरिंग में, सब 1 हफ्ता. थोड़ा बड़ा एग्जाम है, प्रोफेशनल डिग्री है, 15 दिन पहले. वही तो है हम लोगों का सबका मोड. इट्स नॉट एनी डिफरेंट फॉर पीपल, बट इट इज़ लाइक, सो व्हेन यू आर trying to be an IAS officer, when you are trying to be into civil services, then this kind of mentality or your daily schedule won't work.
Ma'am, it's like when you're just walking in a park, like I generally think how it differs from a person who's just simply walking and an IAS officer is walking. So what's the mentality difference? So I just...
Oh, it's very, very different. So a simple person walking, nobody is following.
Ma'am, it's a physical...
So, but if you become someone important, then of course you will have somebody who will want to talk to you.
Definitely, ma'am.
है ना,
But
you will
before
want, so
preparation.
and the moment you have 10 people who want to talk to you, there will be a person who will try to protect you, maybe a bodyguard or a anybody. So the moment you walk, so there are like 10-15 people walking with you, and you become the face of it.
Yeah.
You know, you become suddenly more important. Of course, the difference is there, and this difference can only be created by persistent hard work. Of course, anything worthy, will it be easy? भाई अगर आसान होगा तो वो वर्दी नहीं होगा. वर्दी इन द सेंस उतना कीमती नहीं होगा. और अगर आप चाह रहे हो और आपके साथ बहुत लोग चाह रहे हैं, तो कुछ तो बात है. अब वो जो कुछ बात है उसके लिए तो मेहनत लगेगी. अगर आसान होता तो सब कर लेते और सब पा जाते.
Greetings, ma'am. My name is Serena Singh, and it's a pleasure to talk to you. So, I came to know that your optional subject was philosophy, and since I'm an honors student in philosophy, I'm not preparing for UPSC right now, but I just want some tips regarding taking philosophy as an optional. Also, another question, my question to you is that what was your daily routine when you were a UPSC aspirant, when you were preparing for this exam? So yes, these are my
Okay.
2 questions.
Sanjana.
Serena Singh. Yes.
Serena. So Serena, regarding your first question, of course I took philosophy and it was my optional, even though I had medical background. But after I took it, I fell in love with that subject. So it's a lovely subject, and of course I'll be biased with whatever opinions I'll have regarding philosophy. Because when you like a subject so much, of course you cannot be unbiased. But yes, philosophy is what is exactly philosophy? Love of wisdom. Philosophia. So it means that you want to know more and more about this world, about this universe. So this subject deals with your understanding about world, universe, concepts like God, soul, religion. And these are the topics which have been bothering us since young. And I don't know if it bothers you or not, but it bothered me. So whenever I used to have discussion with my grandfather, they used to say, मंदिर जाने से पहले नहाओ, ज़रूर नहाना चाहिए. Of course, now I understand why. But at that time I feel like, लेकिन भगवान तो हमारा सोल देखते हैं ना, वो हमारी बॉडी थोड़े ना देखते हैं कि हम डेली नहाएं. नहाते तो हम सिर्फ, वो नहाना तो सिर्फ एक बॉडीली एक्टिविटी है. तो the thing is, as a child, all these things bothered me. I had so many questions. And of course, after taking philosophy, they got resolved. And apart from that, the kind of understanding it develops, this subject, is surreal. It's beyond measure. And that can, of course, help in UPSC exam also. Like in paper 4, GS paper for ethics. A lot of philosophical understanding is required. It's not just about the facts. You cannot pose facts. So the moment somebody asks you, what is happiness? Can you be factual about it? I ate ice cream and I was happy. You cannot write this. You have to be philosophical about it. The moment somebody talks to you about justice, what according to you justice? Then, again, you have to have some philosophical bent of mind. Then essays, the paper essay. Essay is again a kind of paper that you have 250 marks. Again, philosophy helps because it revolves around all these topics of gender, justice, equality, freedom, democracy, monocracy, all of these. So all these are philosophical terms and philosophical understanding is required. So definitely it helps. And it also develops a logical set of mind. We all have a myth that gets associated with the word philosophy. The moment we think philosophy, we feel like kuch illogical hoga. And when you enter philosophy, you see it is the most logical science that is there. It's the mother of all sciences. That is why anyone who does anything, good at the apex level of any subject, they are rewarded PhD. PhD is philosophy of doctorate in that particular subject. So it means the moment you reach apex, you become philosopher of that subject. And when you read philosophy, of course, you deal with that basic science that commands over other subjects. I think I dealt with the first question. Regarding the second question, the daily routine, of course it differs. It differs. As an aspirant, it will be very disciplined. It will not be disciplined in the sense that it is static. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने experiments नहीं करे, मैंने भी experiments करे, सुबह उठ के पढ़ना है या रात को पढ़ना है, खूब experiments करे, time bound पढ़ना है या फिर एक schedule बना के उस पे stick करना है. तो अलग अलग तरीके से experiment किए, but yes, at the end what is required is even when you are experimenting, you are not losing the focus. Your focus should be on preparing for the exam and rather than clearing this exam, you should start deserving this exam. The moment you deserve, you will clear. And this is the thing. Problem is we all keep desiring. बस भगवान कैसे भी एग्ज़ाम क्लियर करा दो, कैसे भी करा दो, मैं बस वही पढ़ूँ जो एग्ज़ाम में आ जाए, है ना? वो प्रॉब्लम है. द प्रॉब्लम इज़ दिस कि हम सिर्फ एग्ज़ाम तुरंत क्लियर करना चाहते हैं और इतना ज़्यादा उसके बारे में सोचते रहते हैं, डे ड्रीमिंग करते रहते हैं कि जो एक्चुअल प्रोसेस है वो कहीं छूट जाती है. जैसे हम सोचते रहते हैं, जैसे हो सकता है आप में से किसी के रिलेटिव्स ने कभी आप पे डाउट किया हो, तो आपके मन में सबसे पहले डे ड्रीमिंग आती है, सबसे पहले तो उसे बताएंगे बनने के बाद, है ना? सो सबसे पहले ये करेंगे, द मोमेंट आई विल बिकम, आई विल डू दिस, आई विल डू दैट, एंड 2 hours गॉन बाय. You are just thinking what will you do after clearing the exam. But have you done anything which will help you clear this exam? So that is why the frustration comes when you don't clear this exam. Because you have built in so many dreams. आपने इतनी सारी काल्पनिक कहानियाँ अपने साथ जोड़ ली हैं प्रिपरेशन के दौरान और प्रिपरेशन करी नहीं है. तो इस कारण से वो ज़्यादा फ्रस्ट्रेटिंग हो जाती है जर्नी एट द एंड. So I will say in your daily life, you should focus on deserving this exam or deserving the post of an officer. Deserving means inculcate those skills, inculcate those attitudes, and inculcate those information that is required. The moment you become deserving, something will happen. The nature happens or something logically happens. But yes, the moment you deserve, you will get it. There are very less chances in the world where you deserve and you don't get it. So deserve it.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, it's my pleasure that I'm having here to interact with you. Ma'am, I just want to ask that there's a doubt that many people advise us that you must go first for masters and then you have to go for the UPSC preparation. And some other people told that if you are firm with this decision that you will be going in this line, then you must go directly after the graduation. So, ma'am, what is your take in this? That is it better for us to first complete the master or we go straightly for the UPSC?
So it will depend what kind of masters you are taking. So you people might not be informed or you might not be aware that recently I opened an initiative with the name Tathastu. So here we have got UPSC syllabus itself designed into 4 semesters of MA. 4 semesters of MA means, so it is like preparation of UPSC itself, but you will get a degree out of it. Because a student of UPSC studies so much, much more than any post-graduation or a graduation person, but still why do they have to go empty-handed? Why don't they get the recognition of their education? आप एक normal MA के बच्चे को बिठाओ और एक UPSC के बच्चे को बिठाओ. Who will have more knowledge in various aspects? A person who has prepared for UPSC, but then why is that just a degree or a paper is lacking? So that is why we try to correct this anomaly so that the academic break is not there, so that the student is not having problems of, just saying that I'm just preparing for UPSC. So rather a student can say, yes, I'm preparing for UPSC and doing my BA or MA administration. This is what we are trying to do. And so, regarding your question, so if you want a backup plan, you can go for MA. But again, it should be some kind of a professional thing that can give you job instantly. If it is not, then again you are utilizing 2 years of your life, then you will do coaching, then you will give the exam. 5 years, by that time you will be 26. And the moment you become 26, parents' first concern is, and then there is this dangling, sword. अब वो कहेंगे 1 साल है तुम्हारे पास, 1 साल में ही क्लियर करो यूपीएससी, 1 साल है, 1 साल है, 2 साल है, 2 साल है. तो जैसे ही आप ऐसी बातें करेंगे तो फिर आपको वो स्ट्रेस आ जाएगा, है ना, तो वो प्रिपरेशन एप्ट हो नहीं पाएंगी. तो दैट इज़ वाई टू वेस्ट ईयर्स. दीज आर द गोल्डन ईयर्स ऑफ योर यूथ. डू समथिंग विच इज़ वर्थ वाइल, विच गिव्स यू instant stability in the sense you get to a job. So either give exams or pursue your MA from any distance or whatever means you choose to. So you can do both. So right now with the new education policy, there is no problem. You can have dual degrees, you can have online degrees, all of them are regular degrees. I hope you people know about new education policy. Don't tell me you don't know. How many of you know? Good numbers. So it's important to know about all these changes. So right now, you can do dual degrees. You can even have, you can do 2 MAs together. So that utilize those things. These are good. This makes your personality vibrant. Supposedly a person comes to you for job. Supposedly you are an employer. A person comes to you and that person just says, ma'am, I am a BA. And after that I prepared 4 years for UPSC and failed at that. And second person comes. That person says, ma'am, I have done my BA, I have done my MA, I have done a diploma, and of course I was still preparing for UPSC. Who will you employ? You know the answer. So these things matter. You have to have the security as well as excellence.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Where?
Here, up. Ma'am, up here.
Oh, up there, yes.
Ma'am, my question is simply, the person who clear IAS or just civil service exam have a keen perception of deducing personality by just setting his position, tone, and the way he acts. You people can deduce what he is thinking in the mind, and then you act. So, ma'am, my question is that have you got training for it, or it's just book you have read for them?
No. So I'll tell you, personality judgment is no rocket science. Supposedly, you meet 10 people. So you must have met 10 people in your life. You must have met 10 friends. Do you have an opinion about them? Opinion in this sense, one friend you say, ये लड़का तो अच्छा है लेकिन ना मतलब ही है, ऐसा बोलते हैं ना हम लोग. या फिर दूसरा एक आपका दोस्त होता है, आप उससे बोलते हो कि यार ये बहुत डिज़र्विंग है, मतलब इसकी ना इंटेलिजेंस बहुत है इसके अंदर, इसके पास पॉइंट्स हर चीज़ के होते हैं, लेकिन ना मुझे ऐसा लगता है ये मन में लालची है. ऐसा होता है ना, हम लोग भी तो बनाते हैं ना, मन में बहुत सारे जजमेंट्स बनाते हैं. हम 10 लोगों से मिलेंगे, 10 तरीके की जजमेंट्स बनाएंगे. तो वो कैसे बनाई आपने? हैव यू रेड अ बुक फॉर इट?
Ma'am, I have read the book.
But it's not required. It's not required. Even our mothers, fathers, normal, everybody judges everybody else. So it is one of the way you understand this world. It is one of the way in which you judge other person. Of course, the more experience you have, the more you will be able to judge better. तो ऐसा हो सकता है कि एक व्यक्ति है, उसने बहुत लोगों से नहीं मिला है, तो वो उसकी जजमेंट गलत भी हो सकती है. लेकिन एक व्यक्ति जिसने बहुत लोगों से बात करी है, बहुत लोगों को जज किया है, तो उसने वो सारी वेराइटीज़ देखी हैं, तो इस कारण से उसकी जजमेंट थोड़ी बेहतर हो जाती है. It is just that exposure and experience. It is nothing related to book. Bookish knowledge can never teach you the world or the real life. Books are important just for their ideas, for the essence you capture. And trust me, there will be people who have read 10 books, but they will not apply anything in their life. And even if you have read one book, but you have applied it in your life, that makes a huge lot of a difference. So you have to be very, in the sense, interview is not bookish. It's not bookish. It can just help you understand कि इसके बाद ये होता है, ऐसे करते हैं. But if I tell you कि tone polite होनी चाहिए, फिर भी firm होनी चाहिए. The moment you answer a panelist, your tone should be polite as well as you should be firm. अब आप बोलोगे politeness और firmness एक साथ कैसे जाएगी, है ना? बुक में तो लिखा है, लेकिन it takes practice to bring that into your voice, where you can be polite at the same time you are not giving way to the panelist to tell you कि आप गलत बोल रहे हो. So you are in a very polite manner say कि sir, this is what I think, this is what I have read, maybe I may be wrong, I'll go and check. This is one way of dealing with the questions. Or sir, this is my point of view personally, but maybe there are other point of views which I need to consider.
Thank you, ma'am.
नमस्ते मैम. मैम इधर.
Oh yes.
मैम जैसे कि हम गांव से हैं, तो होता ये है कि जब हम लोग गांव से आते हैं यहाँ पे, तो देखते हैं कि आसपास में इतने टैलेंटेड लोग हैं, मतलब इंटेलिजेंट लोग हैं, और वहीं पे अगर हम खुद को देखते हैं तो लगता है कि हमें तो कुछ आता ही नहीं है. तो ये जो एक डर बना रहता है कि क्या हम कुछ कर पाएंगे, एक अलग ही डर लगा रहता है, और जो कॉन्फिडेंस है वो पूरा लो हो जाता है, जबकि मेहनत करो फिर भी रिजल्ट ना आए, क्योंकि थोड़ी ना बहुत प्रैक्टिस की कमी होती है. तो मेरा क्वेश्चन यही है कि जो आसपास देखते हैं कि यहाँ पे इतने टैलेंटेड लोग हैं, और वहाँ पे जब हम खुद को देखते हैं कि लगता है कुछ नहीं आता, तो वहाँ पे खुद को कैसे मोटिवेट करें, इस डर को कैसे ख़त्म करें?
मैं आपको एक बात बताती हूँ. टैलेंट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट हार्ड वर्क विल बीट टैलेंट एवरी टाइम. इट बीट्स इट एवरी टाइम. एक टैलेंटेड बच्चा है, और अगर वो मेहनत नहीं कर रहा है, उसको वो सिर्फ अपने टैलेंट के ऊपर उछल रहा है कह लो, या फिर वो उसी को ही उसी से ही अपने आप को इस एग्ज़ाम में क्लियर करवाने की कोशिश कर रहा है, तो ऐसे बहुत सारी टैलेंटेड जनता है. ट्रस्ट मी, यू गो टू राजेंद्र नगर, यू गो टू मुखर्जी नगर, एवरी अदर पर्सन यू विल मीट इज़ टैलेंटेड. देयर इज़ नो प्रॉब्लम, है ना? टैलेंट की कमी नहीं है हमारे देश में, लेकिन हार्ड वर्क की है. तो इसीलिए अगर आप हार्ड वर्क करेंगे, एंड हु टोल्ड यू दैट यू डोंट हैव टैलेंट? इट इज़ जस्ट दैट यू हैवंट रिकॉग्नाइज्ड इट इन योर सेल्फ. आपके पास हो सकता है वो टैलेंट हो जो उनके पास हो भी नहीं, और यूपीएससी के लिए एकदम परफेक्ट हो वो टैलेंट. इट इज़ जस्ट दैट वी समटाइम्स बिकम इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय द ब्लिंगी ब्लिंगी थिंग. वट इज़ ब्लिंगी ब्लिंगी? सपोजिडली वो ये बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है हमारे साथ, और ये मे बी ब्रिटिशर्स के दौरान हमारे अंदर इनकलकेट हो गई और आज तक चल रही है. अगर एक व्यक्ति नॉर्मल साधारण कपड़े पहनकर आए, और धोती कुर्ता पहनकर आए, या लेडी साड़ी पहनकर आए, और सिंपल से आके बैठ जाए और हिंदी में बात करे, तो फर्स्ट इम्प्रेशन इज़ साधारण सा है कोई, तो है ना, सिंपल सा है, पता नहीं इसको कुछ आता है नहीं आता है, आपका फर्स्ट परसेप्शन होगा. और सडनली अ पर्सन एंड्स फुल सूटेड बूटेड, गर्ल्स इन हाई फाई क्लोथ्स, है ना, दे स्टार्ट गिटर पिटर इन इंग्लिश. गिटर पिटर इन द सेंस फटाफट ऐसी फ्लावरी इंग्लिश में वो बात करेंगे, सो यू विल फील लाइक बहुत आता होगा इसको, है ना, ही इज़ वेरी स्मार्ट और शी इज़ वेरी स्मार्ट. और कई बार ऐसा हो सकता है, आई एम नॉट सेइंग ऑलवेज, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू विल सी दैट हो सकता है वो जो सूट के अंदर हो उसको बस उतनी ही इंग्लिश आती थी जितनी उसने वो बोल दी, उसके बाद के पीछे के कॉन्सेप्ट सब हिले हुए हैं, है ना. और ऐसा हो सकता है कि जो व्यक्ति साधारण सा साड़ी में या धोती कुर्ता में आया हो, उसके पास इतनी नॉलेज हो, कि अगर वो एग्ज़ाम में बैठे तो वो क्लियर कर ले, है ना. अगर और ऐसा भी होता है ना, ऐसा सुना नहीं है कि इंडियंस तो हम लोग फेमस हैं इसी चीज़ के लिए कि हम लोग धोती कुर्ता में जाते हैं और शोरूम खरीद लेते हैं, है ना. तो वो जो सूटेड बूटेड है उसको खरीद लेते हैं. तो ऐसा नहीं सोचना, है ना. डोंट थिंक इन दिस मैनर दैट आई एम एनी लेस देन अदर. यू डोंट नो वट यू हैव, है ना. यू हैव टू एक्सप्लोर वट यू हैव. द मोमेंट you explore it, you will find you do hard work and you will excel. And so many people in training centers, if you go and see officers, do you find all officers from background? Hello? Do you find all officers from urban background? Do you find all officers from convent educated schools? No. We have all spectrum. So this exam is very neutral in this sense. Even if you are from any background, any educational background, you are a doctor or you are a BA or you are an MCom or BCom or whatever, it doesn't, give any biases or it doesn't do partiality. You can clear it.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Oh, yes, yes.
Ma'am, since you have been taking interviews since a long time, therefore I have a question. Ma'am, there are questions in the interview in which interviewers put ourselves in a real-time situations. That if you are a district magistrate in a district, how would you react to the situation? May it be protest or anything, political rally or anything. Ma'am, my question to you is, how we should respond to that questions, and what does the interviewer seek in our answer?
So these questions are put to you to test your understanding as well as your thinking. Thinking in not just in a timely thinking. आपको तुरंत वो क्वेश्चन पूछा, आपको तुरंत डिसाइड करना है. एज एन ऑफिसर आपको भी तुरंत ही डिसाइड करना है. आपको एक दो दिन थोड़े ना देंगे कि देखो राइट हो गया, एक दो दिन ले लो सोच के बताना क्या करना है. ऐसा तो नहीं होगा, है ना. आग लग गई, कोई बात नहीं, सोच के नहीं बता सकते. आपको तुरंत डिसीजन लेना है, तुरंत एनालाइज करना है. तो वही एबिलिटी एग्जामिनर और इंटरव्यूअर आप में चेक करने की कोशिश करता है. दिस इज़ व्हाट दे आर चेकिंग, दैट वेदर यू टेक डिसीजंस ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सम रीजंस, व्हाट स्टेप्स डू यू टेक, डू यू हैव दैट अंडरस्टैंडिंग, क्या आप सिचुएशंस को डील कर सकते हैं. सपोजिडली यू आर द पर्सन हु इज़ एम्प्लॉइंग अ ऑफिसर, सपोजिडली, है ना. लेट्स टेक अ हाइपोथेटिकल सिचुएशन. What will you do to check those people? Put them in a real life situation? This is the best thing. Of course, they cannot put you as a decision maker in a real life situation. But yes, they can ask you a real life situation and seek your response. कि आप क्या बात करते हैं, है ना. Supposedly, कहीं पर आग लग गई है, तो आपके पहले 3-4 पॉइंट क्या हैं जो आपके दिमाग में आए, आप क्या कर सकते हो. Supposedly, राइट के बारे में क्वेश्चन है, तो पहले 3-4-5 पॉइंट्स कौन से हैं, क्या सॉल्यूशंस हैं आपके पास. अ पर्सन हु इज़ अ सॉल्यूशन गिवर विल फाइंड सॉल्यूशंस. और जो प्रॉब्लम क्रिएटर्स होते हैं, दे विल क्रिएट मोर प्रॉब्लम्स. सो डेफिनेटली वी वांट सॉल्यूशन गिवर्स. सो दिस इज जस्ट टू चेक, आर यू अ सॉल्यूशन गिवर, आर यू अ पर्सन विद क्विक माइंड हु कैन थिंक डिसाइसिवली इन अ फ्रैक्शन ऑफ अ सेकेंड और नॉट. आई थिंक दैट्स इट.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am here.
Hi. Yes.
Hello. Ma'am, I wanted to ask you, what inspired you to become a civil services aspirant, and how has your life changed after becoming one?
So I think we have answered it many times in different videos, but yes. So what inspired me? So when I started with this exam, I didn't even knew what exactly this exam is about. But the only thing I knew that you become someone respectable. You become someone who other people respect. I don't know. This was my initial basic instinct. But yes, after I went through the process, I tell you, this is what, when you go through the process, it changes you. Your motivations change, your overall purpose change, your personality changes. And as I went through the grill of this exam, I realized that yes, this is what I wanted to do as a person. This is something which gives me immense happiness to deal with. In the sense, I'm serving my nation, I'm doing some good service, I am thinking, and it has taken me as a personality which can have some decisions onto. आप कुछ डिसीजंस ले सकते हो, ऐसे वाले जो इम्पैक्ट करते हैं, इन्फ्लुएंस करते हैं, तो वो मेरा एक इनिशियल मोटिवेशन था. After becoming officer, yes, there are a lot of changes that happen in your life. Firstly, you yourself change due to the process. Secondly, the people around you also change. They start taking you seriously. They start taking you more respectfully. Yes, that is one. Apart from that, you command authority and responsibility, both. So you will be decision maker for a lot of things, and you will also have the responsibility of it. That maturity will come. And of course, perks of government are many. That's not one. There are many perks that government provides you. And of course, it is only after I became an officer that I realized that I also wanted to be a teacher. That is why I have started teaching also.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I have a question that upon going through the syllabus and researching on the past year questions papers, I found that current affairs is something that is ignored generally, at least done side by side. But what I figured out from the past year's questions is that it is UPSC is more of an application-based exam rather than a concept-based exam. So current affairs, also how should we prepare the current affairs in respect to that we can apply concepts to it in the examination, because in mains, mostly like in economy and polity part, we see that the questions are being framed from the current affair itself, and they're asking, or we have to rather give the concept that backs, or the fact that backs that particular kind of current affair. So can you please put
So both of these are required. First, you need to have the conventional concept-based knowledge, and of course, you should back it up with the current affairs. Both are required. Just reading current affairs won't give you the depth or the insight about the concepts. Of course, you can prepare like this, that you read current affairs and whatever topic, whatever term is given there, you go back and you do a thorough analysis, in-depth researching of that term and understand the concept. But then those concepts will be scattered. So that is why it is always advisable that first you know the basics. Basics in the sense, what are the various kinds of currencies? What is a fiat currency? What is cryptocurrency? And then when you read a news that cryptocurrency has been a problem for government, then you understand why. Why is it a problem? What is lacking? If you don't have the concept, that will be just a statement to you. You need to have that understanding. And definitely, you need both concepts as well as current affairs. You cannot skip any.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
This is the last question, I think, huh?
Very good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, here. Ma'am, my name is Prabhapreet.
Second last, okay.
Ma'am, my name is Prabhapreet Singh. And ma'am, my question is, in prelims, there are various questions we are not sure about the answer. And in order to cross the line, we need to attempt even those questions. So how to go about those questions, ma'am? Thank you, ma'am.
So, problem is that, first problem is, we are not sufficiently read. That is why we lack information sometime, not to reach the right choice, right answer. Secondly, definitely, in some answers you will have to go for a guess, but I won't say it's a guess. Random guesses are wrong and they are harmful. We have to go for calculated, logical, reasoned and rational guesses. What is this? That you must have a logic behind why you are choosing particular option, particular answer. If it is A, B or C, why you are choosing it? Is it backed by information? Is it backed by some logic? Is it backed by some kind of a secondary information that you have? Whatever, but it should have some basis. Don't just go and randomly say कि अब तो B और C ही बचे हैं तो एक बार B मार के देख लेते हैं, है ना, या फिर D मार लेते हैं. वो वाला attitude जो है वो negative marking के कारण harm करता है. Definitely, if you are not able to cross the threshold, this means that information is still lacking. Strengthen your information, strengthen your practice, strengthen your logic. Most of the questions have some logical basis. And trust me, for prelims, information is only one part. Very important part is that logic, that instinct that you develop with the options. Have you seen people who clear mains, clear this prelims, even when they have not read too much. And there are people who have read, revised many times, but still sometimes they go wrong in prelims. So there must be something else beyond information. That is that this logical understanding of question as well as options, as well as interlinkage between various topics. So maybe a history question, हो सकता है हिस्ट्री का क्वेश्चन हो लेकिन ज्योग्राफी के लॉजिक से सॉल्व हो जाए, ऐसा हो सकता है. और अगर आपने वो ज्योग्राफी के लॉजिक से सही कर दिया, कैन एनीबडी क्वेश्चन यू कि भाई नहीं 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 तुमने तो ज्योग्राफी के लॉजिक से ठीक किया था, हिस्ट्री बुक में तो पढ़ा नहीं था. ऐसा नहीं है ना, आपने कैसे भी लॉजिक से ठीक किया, ठीक कर दिया, दैट्स इंपॉर्टेंट. कुछ पर लॉजिक होना चाहिए, या तो इन्फॉर्मेशन हो या लॉजिक हो, कुछ बैकिंग होनी चाहिए. रैंडम गेसेस हमें नहीं करने. ओके, यस.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, I have two questions. First one is, how many attempts should we give of our youth to this exam if we don't clear once? And should we segregate our social life and education life for this exam or not?
So how many attempts you want to give will depend on how much persistence, resilience you have, and of course the circumstances at your home. And I will say you should try to keep that minimum in the sense, try to clear in your first attempt. If it doesn't happen by any chance, maybe second attempt, and after that is definitely your choice. So yes, this exam should be given sufficient chance that you can clear it. Apart from that, the second question was how you want to segregate your social and educational life. Actually, you cannot segregate too much. You can limit it. Your social life while you are studying should be limited. It should be limited to the core team. I always say, this exam is a teamwork. Teamwork in the sense, not just you, but your parents, your teachers, your friends. So you need to have a close team, which is working in sync. So अगर parents in line नहीं है, तो वो बार बार आपको कहते रहेंगे, बहुत पढ़ लिया, 2 घंटे पढ़ लिया, चाय पी लो बेटा, है ना. तो वो वाला अगर उनके अंदर भी सीरियसनेस नहीं आएगी तो शायद आपके लिए मुश्किल होगी. इसीलिए शायद राजेंद्र नगर में बच्चे रहने के बाद थोड़ा ज़्यादा क्लैरिटी से पढ़ पाते हैं. बट इट्स ओके, है ना. सो यू डोंट हैव टू रिस्ट्रिक्ट, यू डोंट हैव टू अबॉलिश योर सोशल लाइफ. यू कैन रिस्ट्रिक्ट इट, keep it to minimum. 2 or 3 friends which are also giving exam, which are in line with your vision towards your life, your parents, your teachers, your few people you can talk to. That's very important. वरना emotional और motivational health दोनों ही hamper हो सकती है.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, towards your left.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Right. Yes,
towards your
right.
right. Ma'am, good afternoon. I wanted to ask that, like you told, you were from a medical background. So, what obstacles and struggles you faced as a person with medical degree to be an aspirant to give the CSE exams?
Okay, please repeat the question.
Like you told, you were from a medical background. So, what struggles and obstacles you face as an individual with medical degree to be an aspirant to give a civil service exam? No obstacles were there. So I tell you, this UPSC exam is very neutral in that sense. So even if you are a BA student or an engineer or a doctor or a CA or a lawyer, whatever you are, you will have to study everything. If I get an edge in bio, I will have to study polity. A lawyer can get an edge in polity, they will have to study bio or economy. A CA can get an edge in economy, they will have to study some other subjects. A BA in history will get a little edge in history, but they will have to study all the other subjects. So it is a very leveling kind of exam. Nobody gets an advantage and nobody is at a disadvantage. We all will have to work. So the moment you enter with the mindset that if you are a BA student, then you are equally competent and equally placed with all the other professional or unprofessional degrees. They are there. Whatever degrees the other people is having, that was their graduation degree. They will have to work it through if they want to clear this exam. So don't feel any lesser or any more than other. We are all at the same level when we are aspirants. Okay, and I think authorities are after me. This is the last question. Thank you so much. Maybe next time. Bye-bye. Be happy, be successful. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your incredible guidance. We are filled with exuberance to hear such words of wisdom and knowledge emanated by you. Our audience is filled with enthusiasm and eagerness to learn more. So to boost their learning and make this session more interactive, we are grateful for the continuous support and encouragement of our audience, and I hope they found the session insightful and enriching.
We would now like to request our president to come up on the stage and felicitate our chief guest with a memento. Please give a round of applause. We have with us Mr. Abhishek sir from Prabhat Publication to felicitate ma'am. Now I request our president to please take over the forum to offer a vote of thanks.
Thanks for having me here. Good afternoon all. It gives me immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks on this splendor event. I would like to extend my profound gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Tanu Jain ma'am, for taking out time from her busy schedule to grace the juncture. Thank you so much ma'am for comprehensively covering all the topic. It has certainly cleared all the doubts that an aspirant could ask for. I would also like to thank our esteemed principal, Professor Dr. Rama ma'am, and convener, Professor Dr. Prabhanshu Oja sir, for their consistent support towards the society. I would also like to take a moment to thank my entire team for their diligent efforts in making this event successful. A special thanks to each one of you. You know, despite your examinations, you all are here to attend this particular event. So thank you so much for making this event successful, for adding luster to this gracious event. I would once again like to extend my profound gratitude to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for coming and for gracing this event. Thank you so much. I would now like to announce the closure of the first segment of the session. We would be starting with the next segment very soon. Thank you.